Вот повезли, а там и крыша все рушится. Да, вот он говорит.
While Russia launched a massive overnight attack targeting civilians across Ukraine, Ukrainian drones struck back with precision, hitting a fuel depot in Engels and the Progress plant in Michurinsk, which produces equipment for missile, aviation, and energy infrastructure. A clear contrast: terror versus targeted defense. Ukrainian drones targeted the Russian Progress plant in Michurinsk, the Tambov region, overnight. The facility is known for manufacturing equipment used in missile and aviation systems. The incident was reported by Astra Telegram channel and local media sources. Following the explosion, a fire broke out on the premises of this strategically significant enterprise. The attack on the Progress plant reportedly took place at approximately 2:15 a.m. local time. According to preliminary information, the facility was likely struck by a single attack drone. The Supernova Plus Telegram channel published a video from the scene, showing a fire behind a fence. Firefighters and first responders arrived at the site, and law enforcement temporarily blocked traffic in the direction of the plant. Pedestrians were urged to use alternative routes and avoid approaching the area where the fire is ongoing. The acting head of the Tambov region reported that 3 people had been injured as a result of the incident. He claimed the injuries had allegedly been caused by falling drone debris. As a result of falling UAV debris, a fire broke out at one of the enterprises, which was quickly extinguished. Unfortunately, 3 people were injured, 2 of whom have been hospitalized, wrote Yevgeny Pervashov. It is known that the Michurinsk-based Progress plant manufactures high-tech equipment for missile and aviation control systems. In addition, the facility produces electrical equipment for the civilian sector as well as components for oil and gas pipelines. During the night of June 6th, Ukrainian strike drones hit an oil depot in Engels, attacked the Dyaghilevo military airbase, and destroyed Russian weaponry at the Bryansk airport. Destruction of Russian positions in the Kursk region by AASM Hammerg guided bombs. France-supplied Hammerg guided bombs are being used by Ukraine to strike Russian positions with high precision. Mounted on Soviet-era jets, these smart munitions have improved Ukraine's deep strike capability, especially against fortified targets and supply depots. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un told a visiting top Russian official that his country will unconditionally support Russia's war against Ukraine, the North's state media reported Thursday, the latest sign of expanding cooperation between the two nations. In April, the two countries officially confirmed North Korean troops' deployment to Russia for the first time, saying that soldiers of the two countries were fighting alongside each other to repel a Ukrainian incursion into Russia's Kursk border region. At the time, Russian President Vladimir Putin thanked North Korea's participation in the war and promised not to forget their sacrifices. In a meeting with Russian Security Council Secretary Sergei Shoigu in Pyongyang on Wednesday, Kim affirmed that North Korea will unconditionally support the stand of Russia and its foreign policies in all the crucial international political issues, including the Ukrainian issue, the official Korean Central News Agency said. The two discussed how to solidify strategic partnership between North Korea and Russia and reached a consensus on the Ukraine issue and other unspecified international situations, KCNA said. It didn't elaborate. Russia's state TASS news agency, citing the Russian Security Council's press service, reported that Shoigu and Kim also discussed prospects for rebuilding the Kursk region and outlined steps to commemorate the contribution made by North Korean soldiers. Russia claimed in April 2025 that it had fully reclaimed the Kursk region, though Ukraine insists it still has troops present there. Ukraine's top army chief Oleksandr Syrsky reiterated Saturday that Ukrainian forces were still holding territory in Russia's Kursk region. North Korea and Russia haven't said how many North Korean troops are in Russia, but US, South Korean, and Ukraine intelligence officials earlier said North Korea dispatched 10,000 to 12,000 troops to Russia last fall in its first participation in a major armed conflict since the 1950 to 1953 Korean War. South Korean authorities recently said North Korea sent around 3,000 additional troops to Russia earlier this year. North Korea has been supplying a vast amount of conventional weapons to Russia as well, South Korean, US, and their partners believe Russia has provided economic and military assistance to North Korea in return. They worry Russia might also transfer sophisticated technologies to help North Korea enhance its nuclear weapons program targeting its rivals. On June 6, 2025, Russia launched a large-scale missile strike against Ukraine, engaging two 160 strategic bombers to fire 36 Kh-101 cruise missiles. The Ukrainian Air Force confirmed the report. Traditionally, such strikes are carried out using Tu-95 MSM strategic bombers, indicating a notable shift in the aggressor's operational tactics. Tu-95 MSM is more frequently deployed due to its superior airframe and engine longevity compared to Tu-160. This extended service life is attributed to several key factors: lower operational stress levels, a simpler and more maintainable design, the use of turboprop engines, and its original design purpose for long-endurance patrol missions. Tu-95 aircraft and their modernized variants typically operate at a cruising speed of approximately 750 kilometers per hour, at altitudes of 8 to 10 kilometers. Under these conditions, the airframe and engines experience lower stress and reduced wear compared to Tu-160, which is capable of supersonic flight, significantly increasing structural loads. Additionally, Tu-160 features a variable sweep wing design, which incorporates additional mechanisms and components, further complicating its structure and maintenance. In summary, although Tu-160 is faster and more powerful than Tu-95, it is technically more complex and experiences a significantly shorter operational lifespan. Moreover, its operation is considerably more expensive, both in terms of aviation fuel and maintenance requirements. All of this suggests that, following the security service of Ukraine's Operation Spider's Web, the aggressor is facing a shortage of Tu-95 MSM strategic bombers. A minimum of 8 Tu-95 MS, including potential MSM variants, strategic bombers were either destroyed or damaged. Among those identified were RF-94120 Kozelsk, stationed at the Belaya Air Base, RF-94132 Voronezh, stationed at the Olenia Air Base, RF-94257 Chelyabinsk, stationed at the Olenia Air Base. In addition, 5 more Tu-95 strategic bombers of unspecified configuration were struck at the Belaya and Olenia military air bases, though their exact identities have not yet been confirmed. It remains unknown which of these bombers were of the MSM variant, as the Russian Federation does not publicly disclose the specific aircraft that have undergone modernization. However, the subsequent use of Tu-160 bombers in recent missile strikes strongly suggests that some of the damaged aircraft were indeed Tu-95 MSM, pointing to a potential shortfall in Russia's upgraded strategic bomber fleet. Despite over 3 years of full-scale war, Ukrainian resilience holds strong. According to a new KIIS survey, 60% of Ukrainians are ready to endure the war as long as needed, with another 6% prepared for at least a year. Only 20% see their endurance limited to months. Residents of Lviv region are discovering fragments of Russian missiles following last night's attack.
A shot, and that's it. There was such an explosion. In the house, it's still visible that it's burning. There's a window. Everything's burning.
Since the beginning of 2025, Russian courts have received over 26,000 applications to declare individuals missing or deceased, surpassing the total of 22,600 filed throughout 2024. The publication Mediazona reported on this. The majority of these applications conceal information about the applicants. Since the beginning of 2024, approximately 19,000 such cases with classified data have been accumulated. The leader in the number of cases is the Zhovtnevyi District Court in the Rostov region. Since the beginning of last year, 2,700 applications have been filed there, all with restricted access to information. The court has confirmed that the applications had been submitted by the representatives of military units based in the region. According to estimates, approximately 12,000 applications involve the commanders of specific units, while another 9,000 pertain to other branches of the Russian Ministry of Defense. Overall, at least 23,500 cases are directly linked to military personnel. As of June 2025, the publication estimates that the total number of applications concerning missing or deceased military personnel ranges between 30,000 and 40,000. According to the Goryushko project, which analyzes all available obituaries online, Russian military casualties since February 24, 2022, amount to approximately 113,000 servicemen. This statistics does not include mobilized citizens from temporarily occupied areas of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, the servicemen of the so-called 1st Donetsk and 2nd Luhansk Army Corps, individuals who died in the rear or from wounds sustained, as well as foreign mercenaries. It is also known that March 2025 set a record for the number of the reports of missing Russian military personnel submitted to the Ukrainian project I Want to Find. At that time, over 320 new reports of missing invaders were recorded daily, with a total of 10,027 submissions for the month. Additionally, on May 15th, it was reported that since the beginning of the full-scale Russian-Ukrainian war, Russian forces had lost at least 6,000 officers of various ranks.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.